March 3rd.
I do have mine on pre-order with Zelda Breath of the Wild and 1-2 Switch because I have a group of guys coming over tomorrow, and face it, Zelda would get boring with a bunch of guys in the room.
Yeah, instead we're going to play that, milking game? Is that what we're doing?
Milking, the baby cradle.
The crazy Japanese baby cradle game.
But it's the same one that somebody's got a katana and the other person has to catch it. There's a whole bunch of crazy little mini games with it. So we'll test it out, see how it goes. It could suck a big one, or it could be a lot of fun. Definitely going to test it out. Do expect to come back here in the next, I don't know, what time is it?
Well, it's nearly 9 now, local
so about
time.
Just over 3 hours. I will be back. I will be doing an unbox video live here on Twitch.
I like
we
it.
will go through it. I'll give some basic feedback on everything. And then let's face it, I'm still adult, so I have to go to work tomorrow.
Still keep it brief.
Yeah, so it'll be a short one, but it'll be a fun one. We'll go through it, and then we will stream tomorrow night with Guys Game Night.
A lot of cool stuff going on.
The 1-2 Switch.
Yep.
You play. And over the weekend on my personal Twitch channel, I will have GeekFu host it. I will be doing the Zelda playthrough. It may include some Mrs. Bull Tipper time as well. We do have a friend's birthday party though Saturday night, so it may turn into some drunk Zelda on Saturday. We don't quite know. This. I may die a lot. So be excited. This is unique. There's nothing like this out there. So
yeah, and the Zelda game, I mean, all the reviews I've seen, the live action, some streamers were able to get their hands on it early as Nintendo ambassadors. And so seeing that game footage, that in-game play, it looks so good.
And yes,
so good.
I have my OP Wolf Link ready to go. I can have him roam around with me and do all the work for me, because why not?
Yeah. But
I just bought it today, so there's not a whole lot of hearts on it. So I'm going to have to earn some hearts in this Wolf Link. So it's not going to be as OP as, like, say, King Ithalians or other peoples that have been using it for a while and have a ton of hearts. So yes and no. Exciting times.
Oh, here's something you didn't know about me. I've never played a Zelda game before.
Ever. Period.
The only time I've played with Link is on Super Smash Brothers. Yeah.
Well, at least you know the difference between Link and Zelda.
See? Yeah.
It's a good start.
Zelda's a girl?
What do we think?
No.
That's the big controversy, is a lot of people are playing this and they don't know where this new game fits in the Zelda timeline. The biggest conclusion I've seen from multiple people is that this one is years past where this one took place.
This is way in the future, I think.
Yep. So we have to see what happens.
It'll be fun.
Oh, excuse me.
So what else we got?
Keeping with the video game theme here, there was a open beta this last weekend.
Gosh, this was a lot of fun.
I didn't get a chance to play it, but it had some mixed reviews.
All right, so
reviews.
I downloaded it. I played it. It was just this last weekend. I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday only. And you got to go in, and there was a whole bunch of missions you could do. It's really open world. That's why you could run any part of the game you wanted to. You could run all over the place. The one thing I had a little hang up on was you could steal or recover helicopters from certain missions and fly them around. Flying the helicopters is really difficult. And
how much alcohol had you had
I was
trying to fly the helicopters?
I was stone sober. Problem was you'd start flying it, and then the camera angle would change on you randomly. It would throw off your pitch and your roll, and then you start drifting, and you had to recover. There's still some bugs they have to work out.
That's why it's a beta.
Yeah. Going into cover needs a lot of touching up, but it plays a lot like The Division. If those of you that have The Division, I think that's another Activision game.
I've heard that's up to debate, though, that people wish it played more like The Division, though, and less like whatever Tom Clancy is built up here.
It plays like The Division, but there are certain, areas where it's lacking.
Now, are you saying it plays like The Division because that's the only experience of an open-world third-person shooter you've gotten experience on?
No, because I was playing other Tom Clancy before this, but not quite open world like this. But just the fighting, the first-person, cover, out of cover, it needs a little work on its cover dynamics.
So that's the big controversy, is these worlds are so vast and so large that They're very long and hard to manipulate. I watched some streamers on the closed beta. T-Rex also complained about the helicopter.
Yeah.
Being difficult to fly, but also being slow.
It is really slow.
So to use it to go across the map, this is a rendering of their massive open world, which it's these ghost guys.
It's a team of 4, yeah.
That are taking out the entire drug cartel in Southern America.
Bolivia.
So I've heard there's a lot of things that they wish they could do better. I hope they do, but the only thing it's really got going for itself in my eyes right now is that it's pretty.
Oh, it is beautiful. One thing, because it's a beta, it crashed a lot on me and on Streely. That was frustrating, but it's a beta. I'm sure they'll work the kinks out.
Yeah, they'll get there. So test it out. Tell us what you think in comments and all the above. Let us know what you thought if you played it.
If you played it, give us some of your feedback.
Yeah. Keeping with the video game theme this week, big announcement from Xbox.
Yeah.
Starting actually right now for insider preview preview people, and starting next month with Xbox Gold members. Later this year, $10 a month gets you 100 Xbox licenses or video games.
Yeah, it's like a pass.
It's exactly like the EA Play Pass.
It's like Netflix for video games.
Well, my problem is it's copying a model that's already existed. Granted, EA only did it for their titles, so Titanfall, all the sports games, everything else. Maybe it'll work out great. I hope. I don't quite know what to think of it yet. I actually happened to be talking with a Microsoft guy in Best Buy today, one of their reps, and he feels, this is all he could tell me, is he feels it's actually their way of transitioning to backwards compatibility for the Scorpio.
Okay. Because
Project Scorpio, technically, the backwards compatibility, talking is hard tonight, is actually going to be in an emulator. So if you put in an Xbox One game, it's actually going to load in an emulator and not in apparently a new operating system that's going to be on Scorpio.
That's going to be rough.
But he was also potentially hinting at that it's going to be Windows 10 based, more Windows 10 than it is Xbox. So Scorpio's
crossover.
So the way he was talking, even though he's just a field representative, he doesn't really know, he's not an R&D or anything like that, but the way it seems like it's being portrayed to their team is this is actually more of a gaming PC than a console.
Gotcha.
So, interesting. He also pointed out that they said they're going to keep it in a console price range. Maybe on the higher end, $500-$600.
Yeah.
But that is a really cheap gaming PC if the specs they are promising come out true.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's supposed to come out this fall, right?
Yes.
This holiday season?
We'll get all those details in June. Okay, E3, still 3 months away. But yes, we will have all those details soon. So, going back to the Play Pass, they really haven't even announced any of the titles. They haven't said any of the titles that are going to be happening.
They did leak a few, and if I can remember, I think there was a Halo game in there.
There's like some of the 2K17 games.
Yeah, 2K17s. I think
most likely
Forza
Titanfall
or something like that. Batman, Lego. I think. Was in
the Gears of War games, stuff like pretty much anything Microsoft Studios.
They did say they're all backwards compatible with Xbox 360, and they'll be rotating games out.
What it really sounds like is they're trying to take all the games they were giving away for free with Xbox games with gold.
That's how I remember the Batman Lego was in there.
Yeah, they're just taking those ones that people missed out on or didn't have gold and didn't take advantage.
Yeah.
We'll rent them to you for $10 a month. That's how I feel.
Easy profit.
I mean, if the library becomes a little bit more, I don't want to say modern, but upkept, more new. It's just got newer games, newer titles.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah, like if they're 2 or 3 month old games, that might be tempting. I mean, yeah, I won't buy the game right away, but if I have to wait 3 months, if I'm on the fence, I will play the game that way.
Well, think about it this way. There's going to be a huge, overload, a huge rush of really quality games hitting the market on PS4 and Xbox. If you could defer those, say, hey, in 6 months, we're going to knock the price down a little bit.
The way it always works, though.
Maybe you get a special discount.
Once the popularity dies down. But we'll see. I hope the best. They're trying to take some drastic swings. Tells me they lost a little bit of market share to PlayStation. We shall see. So there's no real easy transition in this next one. But some big news, actually, more just from the nerd side.
Yeah.
Gmail has upped their attachment file size. Used to be 25 megs. Now it's 50 megs.
Doubling it. That's good.
So you can send bigger files to all your friends and people, family, videos,
Those photos and videos, yeah. Because when I do my traveling and stuff for work, I tend to send the family back a nice long email full of photos and descriptions, whatnot. It's tough. Sometimes they don't want to load. You got to send them in a Gmail or a Google Drive attachment.
Yep.
It's sort of a pain for the relatives back home that don't have Google Drive.
Or Google Plus back in the day.
Yep. I still have Google Plus.
Oh, I do too. It doesn't mean I check it.
I check it about once a month.
I don't even know if I do it that much. So that's exciting news. There's some people that definitely take advantage, sending out videos, like you said, photos.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of cool stuff. I think it's just a step in the right direction, with everybody moving to Office 365, and they have a 150 meg attachment type situation, or at least they do for enterprise. That'll be good. Kind of try and maybe swing people back more towards Gmail now instead of getting away from it.
Yeah.
So, but along with that, then hosting, there was a big
Talk about a snafu.
Oopsies.
Whoops.
This week.
My bad.
And AWS or Amazon Web Services had a problem. They had an outage, which is what it was interpreted as to the public. Which actually they released today. Come to find out, it was a technician who had a typo.
That finger to keys.
So the articles I read said the technician was only supposed to take down about 7 servers, and accidentally took out a couple dozen.
Yeah, and getting them back online was a lot harder than it looked.
Well, you had to go back through all this code and figure out what you did.
Yeah.
So when you only do it on 6, you're not really affecting performance. You're not really affecting what happened. But then all of a sudden, it just turned into a nightmare for these people. So I'm glad they figured it out. Good for them. Everything's getting back up and running. There's still some stuff that are struggling. But if you had outages this week, it wasn't because of hacking. It wasn't of anything scary. Mm-hmm. It was just because of a silly technician.
Yep.
So
they said they installed some new safeguards, but we'll see. Apparently it wasn't
safeguard should have already existed. Well, going along with the safeguard theme, though, there's a big leak that happened this week. This is the Samsung Galaxy S8, which we will actually be seeing at an event end of this month. Samsung said, I believe it's the 28th or the 26th, they're hosting an actual Samsung Galaxy S8 reveal event, explaining what the device is, but a couple photos might have leaked out early.
Yeah, internet's good at that.
And they've confirmed this is a new manufacturer of battery and a smaller size of battery to prevent the safeguarding of Note 7 explosions, pretty much.
Yeah, pocket fire.
Just live dangerously, man. So I do have to use my soapbox here a little bit.
Go ahead.
That
in the soapbox.
People don't understand these batteries in general, lithium ion, that's in every device we own, is extremely unstable, as you know, chemically.
Tell me more.
So it just happens to be that Samsung had a bad batch, but if you actually go out and look, there are iPhones blowing up everywhere. There are LG phones blowing up everywhere. There are Motorola phones blowing up everywhere.
I doubt this. If there were iPhones, LGs, and Motorola phones blowing up everywhere, we'd know it. It'd be all over the news.
No.
They're a lot less risky than nickel hydrogen.
Yeah, but then you're also asking a nickel hydride, bigger batteries for the same amount of milliamps. So they do what they're supposed to. These batteries are very dangerous. They're not taken care of. In general, the phones will blow up. If you sit there and leave it on a charger all day, that's why in a month of doing that, your battery life goes to garbage.
Yeah.
But yes, iPhones do have the same problem. All these other phones have the same problem. They might not have been on the same scale as the Note 7. They may not have happened on airplanes. They might not have happened in public places like these did. But they do happen. Every phone has this problem. It's not just a Samsung thing. And Samsung took the black eye, and they're still going to come out swinging because, well, let's face it, they're kind of like Apple. They have a lot of fuck you money lying around.
What's the alternative? It's lithium-ion batteries or else. Yeah, that's it.
Well, there's always, new technology somewhere else in the world that's being tested or tried.
But not for the price range you're going to be able to make these phones sellable to the market.
No.
Not right now.
It's true. But that's all also in the eye of the beholder. You know, China's actually not China. There was a university that released a study. They're making